Hello, welcome to Burning Questions, June 14. Looking forward to a big show. Of course, as we do every week, we preview the big meeting from Melton on Saturday night. The first event kicks off at 4:59 p.m. and we've got 11 races on the card, the last at 10:16 p.m. Three special guests joining us. I'll leave my great mate till last, even though we're all friends here. I might start with Sophie Jefferies. Thanks for joining us, Sophie. A debut for you, and you're representing Marshall Racing, and your lovely partner Kyle's dobbed you in. Thanks for joining us.
Definitely dobbed me in. Thank you for having me. I've had to do my homework, but we're here, so make
Good
most
stuff.
of it.
Looking forward to it. You got a big hand to play on Saturday night at Melton. Jack Law, he answered the phone when I rang him midweek, but 3 or 4 text messages in between went unresponsive, but he's here. He was first online. Welcome to the show, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Been flat out, sorry. I'll get back to you later, probably.
No, I knew you'd be here, mate. And Sam Barker joins us, another debutant on the show, along with Sophie. Sam, I know exactly where you're sitting there because I've spent a lot of my life in that room there. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. You must be scraping the bottom of the barrel to get me on, but anyway, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're right. I am. But I knew I could rely on you. Although you did categorically say no chance in the world that you do this, but I got you to turn the corner and jump on. So looking forward to your insights. You've also got a big hand to play races 1 and 2 on the card. Let's get stuck right into it. The first of our sponsors, Pride's Easy Feed, stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Vinny has landed the pole, but when the arms fold back, what will be his goal? We're talking about race 1 on the card, the Delray National Italian Cup. Everyone's involved in this race, even me. I'm going to be punting on it, so that counts. We might start with you, Sophie. Bark is first up from a break for your stable. Looks at interesting draw for him with speed underneath and a bit of speed out wide. First of all, how's he going and how do you see his chances on Saturday night?
He's had a couple trials and they've been really good and his work's been really good. I think he's definitely going to have a showing, but obviously the favourite's drawn 3 and it's a field full of handy horses. So I think if he gets a bit of luck, he'll definitely be there in the finish. I'd like to see him win it, but like I said, the favourite's right inside us. So if he can get handy and get a bit of luck, I think he'll go pretty well.
Yeah, good stuff. He's a really nice horse. He's always looked up to this grade. So let's hope he can put his best foot forward. And even if he was able to win it, Sophie, I know you're not too sure about Queensland yet, but if he was able to make a statement on Saturday night, you'd probably have to reevaluate plans about going up north.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all of his previous starts, he's won, I think, about 3 or 4 in a row. So if he wins another one, I think that warrants a trip to Queensland for him.
Yeah, I agree. He's a really nice horse. Just interesting to see where he lands in the run. But that is race 1, number 4, Bark. Jack Law drives Cosimo for Julie Douglas, drawn inside back row. Jack, I feel like this horse has turned the corner or just come into some really good form in his last 4, 5, 6 starts. This is the right draw for him. If he's able to posse up, leaders back would be sensational, but even 3 pegs, he's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, he's been going really well for a long time. But yeah, in particular, as you said, his last sort of 3 or 4 starts, he's been hitting the line real hard. And, sort of hasn't had the best of draws, but this draw probably suits him. It's one of the better draws that he's had for a while in this grade of horses anyway. So yeah, as you said, I expect he'll probably be 3 fence. So he would be happy to sit on maybe the favourite or something that's going to make a race of it. But I'm only guessing. Haven't heard from Sam yet. So, but yeah, I expect he'll probably be 3 fence, and from there he's a nice chance.
Yeah, you'd love Sam to hold up for you, wouldn't you?
Oh, that'd be handy. But yeah, for a horse like him, 3 fence is just as good a spot as any. Probably the less work that he does early, the better he hits the line. So yeah, behind the lead would be great, but you don't want to be having to do too much work early to have to hold that spot either. So it's sort of a tricky. You can do too much with him, or or not enough, but 3 fence would be still a good spot for us.
He's absolutely ready to win, though, isn't he? Like with the right run, like he's going as good as ever.
Yeah, he's just here. He's been the handicapping system probably hasn't really done him a lot of good. He's gone up. He's in a heap of points without sort of winning races. He was in the old system. He'd still probably be about an M1 or an M2 horse. He's a 100 raider, and he has to go around against the controllers every week. So I mean, he holds his own against these horses, and he's good enough to be winning a free for all race like this. But he just hasn't had the chance to win many races. He's always been thereabouts, but sort of gone through the grades without winning. He's an honest little horse.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. I like him.
Yeah.
Like him more the place. I think he was $7 early days. That's been taken care of, but I think he's a good sort of each way play, a bit more the place. Sam Barker, you've got your old mate Ultimate Vinny, race 1, number 1. Taylor French takes the drive. He's 4th up from a spell. First of all, how's he going? And what are your plans? Because you certainly hold plenty of keys to this race.
Yeah. Well, the plans are obviously we've been looking for a barrier draw. First up, he just went to the pegs, hit the line real strong, was real happy with him. Second up, he probably didn't go as well as I probably would like. But we did have a little bit of a problem after in between his first run, his prep and his second run. So I backed off in his work a bit during the week, and he probably come in looking for the run after his second run. So he definitely improved last week. He ran home in 54.6 his own time. So he's back where we want him to be. We've got the barrier draw. So obviously we're going to use a bit of gate speed early. There's going to be a bit of pressure, I'd say. I'd nearly say Bulletproof Boy will come out of the gate. Perfect Class, Tango Tara, they're all going to be at one and have a look. So really I'm leaving it up to Taylor what she wants to do. One day we're going to have to find out if we can do a bit of work in these races and win. But, like I said, I'll probably leave it up to Taylor. There's probably only 2 horses in the race on the front line I'd be handing up to is probably Tango Tara or Perfect Class, and Tango Tara is probably going to get there first. But Tango Tara went good. Couple starts back there when it led and went 150. Good, I'm not real sure what Taylor wants to do, but I'm easy either way. I'd like to be furthest back on the pegs would be behind the lead, I'd like to think.
Yeah. You're confident your horse has got the speed to dictate whether he hands up or not. Like you don't think Tango Tara or Bulletproof Boy could cross you on their merits?
No. Honestly, from the one, Bulletproof Boy, it's probably only one, but I still think we're quick enough to hold it out, especially Tango Tara, and will probably be a shield. Tango probably gets half a length across us, so he's probably going to shield Bulletproof Boy from fully getting across, so he's going to be awfully quick to cross from out there.
Yeah, and if Tango Tara did go, if you did let Tango Tara go, I think the way he went a couple of starts back there when he went real fast time and I just got grabbed, I'd be surprised if they handed up to Perfect Class. I know his favourite, Perfect Class. It just doesn't shape well for him, in my opinion. Can Ultimate Vinny win, Sam?
Yeah, obviously, if we hold the front, we've got to get our own way. But if we hand up, obviously, whoever's in front's got a couple bit of pressure too. Obviously, if it gets its own, if it just walks in front, they're going to run home in real quick sectionals and probably run home in 26 low quarters. You know what I'm saying? If they get their own way in front, because they're all classy horses in the race.
Yeah, going to be a great race. Plenty of chances we haven't even talked about, like a Wildfire, 888 out the back, and Bucky, and a great race. Of course, a reminder as well, $10,000 first forward jackpot, projected pool of $50,000. So I'll certainly be getting involved, and I'll be going pretty wide in this one, I reckon. Great insights there, guys. Appreciate that. That's the first race on the card. Combining the power of results and horse sectionals with Sulky app, you now have access to gate speed, swooper, ability, and behaviour ratings. Never miss a trainer, driver, or gear change again. Sulky app is a form guide revolution. Will the young legs of Louis prove too fast, or is there another rival we shouldn't look past? We're talking about race 2, Pride's Easy Feed Pace. And the horse I'm referring to there is number 4, A Lot Like Louis, the youngest horse in the field. I'll hold you to last, Sam. You're involved here with the only decision. Must go to you, Jack. Just your general thoughts. It's a really tricky race. I was kind of hoping someone here would have a bit of a game plan for us, because I reckon there's sort of half a dozen winning chances here.
Yeah, it's a pretty even race. I think A Lot Like Louis is obviously the best horse in the race. But the only thing that would probably get him beat is his gate speed. He doesn't sort of really fly the gate, and you've got our mate Menko gone inside of him, which I think it'll probably find the pegs first if they wanted to, and then it'll be Ryan's decision from there what he does. But it's a pretty even lot. If something made a race of it, and A Lot Like Louis sort of to do too much work early with a few other horses off the front row, if they all had a crack, it could open things up for a lot of horses in the race, and can make a case for nearly every horse in the race. Even so, Blaster Ranger's been airborne, but it's got a bad barrier draw in 12. But if there happened to be a stack of speed on early, you wouldn't put it off, or even put Star or a horse like that if they went too hard early. But I think A Lot Like Louis is probably the best horse in the race, and it's improved a heat this time in. It's going really well. So if it had a little bit of luck early, I'd be winning.
Yep. Sophie, you haven't got a runner in this race, but did you have any, just from watching recent races, did you have any opinion on the second event?
I had to do a bit of my homework on this one, but I think, like Jack said, Louis is probably the best in the race. I did see Shadow Celt had a pretty good last start and could be a little bit of a threat, I'd say, just with a handier draw. But I think it's a pretty level field in this one, but I'd say Louis should take it out.
Okay, you're with A Lot Like Louis. Sam, I've got a little share in the only decision with you. Your first and foremost job is to make sure that we beat home Blaster Ranger, because Nikita Ross has bought the whole horse, Blaster Ranger. We've got a 6-pack on the line. So if we can sort that out, that'd be great. And if we can win, even better. Talk us through the only decision, Desi boy. He's first up from a little bit of a break. How's he going, and what are your thoughts on this race?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to start with, you're not very good at betting with beer if you're talking to Andy Gaff, so that's not a good start. But
fair call. I'll I'll square him up.
It's a very tough race. Our mate Menko's got blistering gate speed. It probably finds the pegs early, I would say. It's a tricky draw, because we've probably got not enough speed to cross here, so we're probably going to be stuck out there. So lucky I've got Puppet on. He can kind of work out what he wants to do there. We're probably going to work forward. Hopefully we get cover. I don't really want to be sitting outside him. I'm not really that sort of horse, but like Blaster Ranger and that, if there's enough speed on there, I think their horses want to be getting over the top, because they've been hitting the line really strong. But like I said, I reckon A Lot Like Louis is probably the horse to beat.
Yeah, but our mate Menko, you think finds the lead? It'll be hard to run down as well.
Yeah, well, Abby said before the race the other day on Trot's Vision, they're real happy with its work, and it's and it ran over pretty quick sessionals the other day, out wide off the track. So if it does hold the front, well, it's going to be pretty hard to beat too.
Talk to Sophie about going to Queensland. The only decision will be on a plane after this, no doubt, heading north.
Yeah, only if there's a good bar there. That's probably the only reason.
We'll go and watch some of the real good horses go around. Anyway, looking forward to that race 2 on the card. Let's hope we can beat Nikita Ross home. That's the main thing. I might even get Nikita to pay off the 6 of the 48 beers that I owe Andy. We'll do some dealing there. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. The ace looks a talented bay, so can he bounce back from his torrid run in May, talking about race 3 on the card, the Sulky.at Metropolitan Pace first heat. Smoke and Ace for Kyle Marshall, Chris Elford. He's second up from a little break. Had no luck on resumption. We'll hold you to last here, Sophie, and we'll hold you to second last, Jack. You've got to drive with clear left. Sam, any opinion on this race? We took on Smoke and Ace with the only decision, and we both suffered the same fate, sadly.
Yeah, well, you probably got to draw a line through that for both of us, really. They got stuck out there for a long time, and yeah, we took the consequence and stopped pretty bad. But Smoking Ace, obviously, he actually batted on probably not too bad, really, the amount of work he'd done in that race. Elusive, does it hand up here? That's probably the biggest question. I'm not sure, know nothing about Jack's horse. So, yeah, there's a few nice ones in it, like Andy's horse, Miss the thing at the back there is, it's a handy horse too. Obviously didn't go to plan last week. I'm not sure if there's something wrong, but obviously there's nothing major wrong because it's in this week. But, it's a handy enough field.
Yeah, really interesting. If I gave you $100, what would you do with it? You're not allowed to take it to the pokies. Who would you back?
Yeah, good question. I'd probably on with the Kyle Marshall team.
Okay, back him in to get him right with Smoke and Ace. Jack, you take the drive on clear left. First up from New Zealand, draws barrier 2. What can you tell us?
Not a lot. Sorry, Tim. I haven't really seen a lot of him, and haven't heard nothing about him either. So I suppose we'll find out more on Saturday night. But I watched a couple of his replays. It looks like he gets out the gate okay. He's a nice looking horse. So hopefully he does the job over here. I think probably kind of Clark Elusive. If they happen to find the front, I don't know if it would hand up to Smoke Ace, but one thing's probably for sure, it should find the chair a lot easier this week. So that'll help it. But Elusive will probably make a race of it, I think.
The Douglas camp, the fact that you haven't heard anything about this horse, is that a good thing or a bad thing, or that's just the way they roll?
No, it's just nothing unusual. So they've added that. Ericsson and Glenn have had a unique Kiwis rock up lately, so this is the one that Eric's bought. And as I said, his replays are okay, and he looks like he gets out the gate good enough, and he's a nice looking horse. So just going off his replays, other than that, I don't know a lot about him. So we'll find out more on Saturday night.
Good stuff. Sophie, help us out here with Smoke and Ace. Happy to rule a line through his first up run, but his form prior, against Timmy Richter and these sorts of horses, it looks the right form for this. If he's right, I reckon he can win. Are you in the same camp?
Yeah, I'm not to be biased, but I'm pretty confident that he can take this race out. Obviously not a great draw, but I'd say Chris will just roll out and hopefully get handy, and he's definitely more than capable of sprinting home over the mile. So his work's been good. He's trialled good. He's definitely ready to race. He's getting a bit bored, I think, and he loves going to the races. So I'm pretty confident he should win this race.
Were you responsible for the driver change?
Maybe. But we'll just roll a line through that one.
We will, yeah. But, Chris Alford takes the drive here. Smoke and Ace. No markets as yet, but rated $4.50 by Craig Rail. I think I'm with him as well. Spirit of Pearl goes really well, but difficult barrier draw. Exotic Bushranger, I was on him last week and ran a brave race from the chair. Miss Idaho's got a fantastic career record, but just didn't finish off first up back here in Victoria. So great race, but I'm probably with Smoke and Ace as well. Let's move on to the fourth and final question. We scroll right down to the bottom here. Race 11. Zeus disappointed on return, but can he bounce back to give the punters an earn? Race 11, as I said, 10:16 p.m. I made him the best bet a couple of weeks ago. He led and he folded up pretty quickly, actually, and 1 overall beat him. Sam, what are your thoughts here? Really interesting race. Jess Tubbs has got 2 in it. The Angove camp have got 2 in it. They're all, Chris Alford drives Aldebaran Zeus, and Alison, his wife, trains Sleepy. So interesting race. Who are you with?
Yeah, I'm probably with Zeus, but just wondering if Sleepy could cross him. I just know Sleepy's got a fair bit of gate speed there. I know Emily's Avenger's got gate speed too, but I just, off memory, I reckon Sleepy's pretty quick off the arm. I just wonder if he could find the pegs and then hand up to Zeus. And, yeah, then 1 overall probably has to sit outside him again. It's probably the trifecta there.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing, actually. Jack, you're not involved in the race, but how did you see it? Could you take the $1.65, $1.70 thereabouts for Aldebaran Zeus, or did he disappoint you first up?
Yeah. Well, it's fair to say he's pretty disappointing first up. If I was punting on the race, no, I wouldn't take $1.70 about him. But back to the short, which probably suits him better. So that's one big plus. And really, when you look at the horses drawn inside of him, really they should all be happy to take. So he's like could find the top and it's over the short. So they're 2 things that are definitely going to go his way. But it was pretty ordinary first up, so he would have to improve a little bit. The other thing is 1 overall sometimes be a bit tricky away from the mobile as well. So if those chances at the start, then you probably are happy to take the $1.70 or $1.65. But no, I'll prefer to watch 2 nice horses let out, hopefully, and see which one. 1 overall's airborne. It's going really good. So if it gets away and Aldebaran Zeus is still a little bit off his game, there's no reason why it can't beat it again.
Yeah, yep. No, I agree with you. Sophie, how'd you see this one? A lot of nice trotters here. We've got to wait till after 10 o'clock to watch him go around. And it's the Noopy Kiosk as well. I don't think I mentioned that. He was just a legend of a horse, and I think he passed away recently. So special race, a lot of good horses. How do you see it?
I think like everyone thinks Aldebaran Zeus, he obviously didn't show too much last start, but I know talking to Chris, the America trip definitely took a lot out of him. So I think after that run, he might have improved fitness-wise racing. But I do like 1 overall of Jess and Greg's. Their team is always going good, and its form just shows that. So I think it'll be a bit of a battle between those 2. It's a small field, but yeah, it's a tough one. But I think I'd stick with Zeus, but I wouldn't be shocked if 1 overall was thereabouts also.
Yeah, I'm going to give him one more chance. That's my new rule. I give him one bad run, and listening to Puppet afterwards, I think he said something on the lines of he just wanted to get it over and done with, and that was over the longer trip. Back to the short. I'll give him another shot, but I'm not going to launch at $1.70. Before we go to best bets, Sophie, just a quick word on your other runners. We've touched on Bark and Smoke and Ace. Son of Mac goes around in race 4, drawn barrier 7. Your thoughts?
Obviously a tough draw over the mile. I think we're just gonna do what we can, try get handy and get a bit of luck. He had a big break, so it's probably taken longer than we expected to get him back, but he's trialled good and he's definitely ready to race. So I think just hoping for a bit of luck, get handy, and he should be thereabouts in the finish. He's more than capable and his work's 10 out of 10. So yeah, he's definitely a place chance. I'd like to hope.
Okay, and then Copacabana, race 5, number 3. He ran 3rd at really big odds. I think he was $15, $20 a place or something last week. Can he bob up at a big price again this time around?
Yeah, so she shocked us a little bit last start, I think, too. She's just really come back this prep and she's performing. Even at Cranbourne off the 70 metres, like, she was awesome. So I wouldn't, like, she's got the handy draw again too. I think she'll go a pretty good race. I'd like to see her win it. If not, she'll definitely be a place chance. But yeah, really happy with her going into Saturday night's race. I think she's going to be a tough one to beat. I mean, obviously there's other good horses in the field. It's not easy, but she's got the right draw, and yeah, her work and everything in between has been 110%.
Yeah, super. quickly, Jack, we've talked about a few of yours. The Beach Fantasy, race 4. Nice horse up against Son of Mac.
Yeah, he's probably a little bit disappointing at Shepparton last start, but it was his first run for about three or 4 weeks. He had he had a couple of light weeks and probably needed to run a little bit, and it was over 26. Ran that race really hard, so he gets back to the short trip at least, and I think he's good enough to possibly win again. But just the fact that he was a little bit, maybe he just needed to run at Shepparton, but yeah, just the fact that he was probably, I thought he should have won with the run he had, just put me off him a little bit, but he's definitely, if he's at his best again on Saturday night, he's definitely good enough to, I think, go close in that race.
Majestical Bell. Oh, sorry.
He'll be a better horse set up. He's a lot faster than he's shown, I think. Yeah, no, if he continues to improve, he'll go close, I think.
Yeah, good stuff. Next race, race 5, Majestical Bell, barrier 8, Fred Spiteri in a strong race, comes up against Copacabana.
Yep. She's a nice mare. She's a nice horse. She's done a really good job for Fred. So, it's probably a little bit easier race than she's. At least she's sort of been going around the nice horses and on the stand. He usually gets away okay. Every now and then I'll miss her away, so hopefully I can get her away good and get a nice run in there somewhere. But she's going well enough without sort of a lot of luck and the barriers. Hasn't been going too bad.
Race 6, Aussie Battler. I half thought the camp might have sent him forward last week. He draws a bit closer to the pegs this time around. Barrier 2. Roryville inside's interesting though. Your thoughts on Aussie Battler?
Yeah, he actually surprised me a little bit when Abby won on him as Swan Hill. Thought he was the least of my worries. I drove in Triple Rock Saint that night, and yeah, you had me covered a long way out. So.
I backed him, thankfully, so I'm happy you were wrong there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong, but yeah, he sort of turned his form around a little bit and stuck his head out. But yeah, he's going okay. Not sure if we will cross Roryville or we even try, but probably I'll see what Erican that want to do on the night. But yeah, it's probably a little bit hard for him in that grade. This just fantasy drawn on Roryville's back. It's going to be hard to beat those two, I think.
Yeah. And your final drive, nice early finish for you, 8 o'clock. Courageous Saint, drawn barrier 1 in race 7.
Yeah, he's his chance, I think. Ludacris is airborne. Dennis Williams, an interesting one. Looked like he was going to be anything there for a little while, and his stride's going really good. Ideal Escape's dropping back a little bit in grade as well. If there was a bit of speed on, might bring him into it. It's actually a pretty interesting race. I think Ludacris is probably the one to beat. The way it's been going, had a lot. That was a massive run there last week, so it's probably the hardest one to beat. And Courageous Saint drawn 1, that helps us. So he might be a place chance from him there.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for that, guys, Sophie and Jack. My question for you, Sam, who dressed you today? Because you're looking outstanding. It wouldn't have been Olivia, would it?
No, mate. Just got my work clothes underneath, mate. Still got to go out and do some work, so I just chucked the T-shirt on and the jumper on.
I reckon we're going out tonight by the look of that. Is that the case?
I don't know about that, mate. We might have a beer in the tavern, I reckon.
Sounds good. Hopefully has Calvin got that beer fridge stocked up?
If it's not stocked up, we're going bad, Calvin.
Yeah, true. Looking forward to it. Righto, Sharp's Bakery sponsored the best segment. They even sent me a box of, probably can't see that, but a box of vanilla slices during the week. Got them dropped off. They lasted about a day, and they are outstanding. So thanks to the guys there in Birchip for sending those up. They were devoured by everyone in this household. Sharps Bakery best bet. Sophie, this is where you make a name for yourself. What are you tipping the punters into on Saturday night?
No, I'm going to be a bit biased here and stick with Copacabana. I think she's a good place bet. She's got the right draw, and yes, it's probably a tough field, but she likes the long distance and she's got the speed from the stand. So I think she should be there in the finish.
Good stuff. Jack Law's just had enough of this, and he said, "See you later." By the look of that, so we don't get a. Yeah, well, I don't think he had a best bet planned. He might have just panicked and pressed the exit button. We might have to contact him and get a hold of that. Sam, what are you doing? Are you putting the pressure on yourself with Ultimate Vinny, or the only decision, or are you putting it on someone else's shoulders?
I reckon I might put it on Kate Hargraves on Ludigus.
Okay, race. Where are we? Race 7, number 4, Ludicrous. $3.20 rated price here. Happy with that?
Yep, I'll take that.
Good stuff. Great work. I always forget to do mine, so I'm not going to forget this time. What am I doing? I'm going to go race 8, number 4. You Betcha Tiger Pie for Michael Stanley, rated $2.80 here by Craig Rail. I think this is just a fantastic race for this horse. Really confident. You Betcha Tiger Pie can get the job done. That is the best bets out of the way. As I said, we'll get in contact with Jack and we'll see if we can provide one. We'll whack it on social media. Hey, Sophie, really appreciate you jumping on. I know you're a touch nervous, but this was a piece of cake, wasn't it?
Yeah, once I got rolling, I was all right. But thank you for having me.
No, fantastic. Great insight. Really appreciate it. Really good look at all your runners on Saturday night. Sammy boy, you said no to me as soon as I rang. You said absolutely not a chance in the world. But you've actually handled this like a professional. I reckon you could probably host this show, I reckon, going forward.
Yeah, we won't go that far. I might be not available next time, I reckon, and we'll see how my best bet goes.
Good stuff. Thanks for joining us, mate. Great insights as well with your 2 runners on Saturday night. That has been Burning Questions here, June 14. Don't forget to tune into trotsvision.com.au. Rob Orber, Steve Cleve, Dan Malecki taking you through all the racing on Saturday night from headquarters. I'll be back next Friday with another edition of Burning Questions. We'll see you then.